Guys, hello and welcome to Skycurser Daily number 87. We are continuing to work on boss number 2 today, and that includes Julio and Cesar, and actually we're about halfway through the scripting for Cesar, and so we're probably going to get to the point today where we're going to be able to have them both fight at the same time. And probably do some minor tweaking to get it to feel exactly as we want it to feel. So for now, let's go ahead and start, and we will see exactly where we're at. I think I've got it set up right now just to kick Cesar off. Cesar is the second of the second part of 2 parts on boss 2. And so we're just working through his animations and his basic AI and loop. And we will just kind of show you where we're picking up. Like I said, the scripting for Julio is mostly done, short of any like speed changes and a couple of other things, but overall we're in a really good spot with both of these guys, so I'm excited to show them to you.
Give them a warning about a crime movie.
Oh. How many hits does he freaking take? I can't remember. Let's see. The scripting tells us laser attack first, which is what we did, and then 2 punches. Then we got to cut it off after 2 punches. So he's gone through everything that we've programmed him to do up to this point. Again, we've already gotten Julio completed in terms of his loop, but we're going to have to do some things to stitch those guys together. But for right now, we're still working on Cesar. His next movement, I will read to you. Cesar moves to the center vertical position on the right-hand side of the screen and then moves forward horizontally to a point that is nearly center of the screen. Cesar will then begin to glow with energy while 4 objects, a mix of cars and cargo trailers, use any sprites until we've got them finished, slowly float up and begin slowly circling around Cesar in a ring that is just slightly larger than Cesar's sprite. These objects will float around Cesar and act as shields that protect him from the player's fire. However, the player can still damage Cesar by firing at the gaps between the cars. So that's what we're working on at this instant. I guess I should continue that because there's still more to that ring. Float around Cesar and act as shield. Cesar will then go back to his punching cycle. This is while he has the cars. However, when he punches, the cars do not follow him, but continue to circle in the position that Cesar returns to after throwing his punches. After 2 missed sets of punches, Cesar will quickly move to the center of the right-hand side of the screen and shoot the cars towards the players. The cars should travel slightly faster than his laser rings and can only be destroyed by the player's weapons, not deflected or dodged. Okay, cool. Alright, we still have to get the deflection working on the rings. I will get that working, and we'll prove that it's working as soon as we have the loop going. Right now, when he comes out, he dies immediately to the rings. I'm not super concerned with that because when you're actually playing in game, that won't occur right now. So I'm just going to play through until it loops all the way I got to finish scripting first, and then I'll prove that the deflection works on the rings. Star makes a few appearances in this video right after the start too. Let me look at this. That's funny. Looking at the music video. Not bad. Can't believe you found that, dude. It's crazy. Nice. I'm not. I don't think that's where you got the idea from, but maybe. But anyway, it's all good. That's a funny video. All right. So let's look at his cycle here. Right now we've got him jabbing okay, so this is where we should technically push him to phase 3 that we haven't created yet. So let me just make sure we got this going correctly here. Okay, and right in here we'll go ahead and jab counter greater than 2. We'll go ahead and set phase 2 to false. I didn't do that previously because I didn't have phase 3 written, but we're getting ready to work on it, so let's do it. Okay, so we're good there. Now we want to get him to basically move to the right hand center and then to the middle. Let me think about this for a second. I should probably do like things like this in a script. Get him to move to where we want him to, and then once he moves there, we're going to get him to move to a different location. So then we're going to get him to move to a different location, and this will be room width divided by 2. Just 2. And let's go ahead and remove parentheses, room height, so basically in the center of the screen, because that's how I read it. Let me reread that. Forward. Then moves forward horizontally to a position that is nearly center of the screen. So let's go like this. Four. Actually, let's make it. Yeah, so that's not quite the center. It's a little bit to the right of center. So perfect. So once he reaches his location here, and of course we need to update the speed here. We've got the speed here going as 8, but that's really quick. Probably want to make the speed here something like 3. So I'm just going to set his center right and power up variables. So center right equals false. Power up location is false. Okay, and so once he's reached that location, we will have his speed cut down to 0 initially. So and his animations here are going to be let me just make sure of that by looking at the animation script. Yep, normal is good. Charge is going to be the animation here. And at this point, we're going to start bringing cars up into location and have them start spinning along that path. And we're going to have to attach that path to a point. Wonder if I should create a new object here and attach it to Skycurser, or have Skycurser do the controls for the paths of these things. The benefit to the benefit to attaching them to an object is that I can have this object follow Skycurser or attach itself to Skycurser, you know, its X and Y position, but then I can also have each one of these things, which are now attached to this object and a path within the object, move along with the object. Can I do that with Skycurser by himself? I think I'll try it, because I would rather not create an entirely new object, which is basically just going to be invisible anyway. Okay, in order to pull this, I'm going to look at the controller for obstacles on level 2. Okay, so we have script obstacles generate. Let's look at this guy. So we choose any one of these, that's good. Script obstacles, gen helper. So it looks like I've already set this up to create the obstacles if I need to. If I have a specific object, a specific vehicle that I want the Y position of the vehicle, the speed of the vehicle, the direction of the vehicle, I can set all those initially. I wish that I had this guy set as the last parameter, because he's probably the most likely that I would not need him. So now I think I'm going to have to basically pass in this. And I think what I'll probably do instead of this is, because I want to use this, I want to reuse this. So I'll create one more script, choose vehicle, and I only want to basically edit this once ever, so I'm going to put it in its own script, and we'll just go return this guy, and if we ever need to, we will just come back here and modify it in one place, because I'm going to reuse this in the script I'm currently in. Script choose vehicle, boom, there you go, there it is. So that should still work the way we have it, or have already written it for up to this point, and I should be able to do that again right here as I'm calling this other script. So let's go script obstacles, gen helper, pass in some arguments. I guess let's see, might have to modify this a little bit. Might just be able to get away with this one. I can't. Alright, so I think we're just going to have to do this. I'm going to leave alone what I have already written right here, because I'll just reuse it again right here. But so let's just do this here. Close this guy. Can't use this guy. Can't use this guy. I will. Nope, I won't use the script there. Okay. So we'll say shield counter equals 0. And for this guy, we'll say if shield counter is less than, let's go ahead and shield counter max this for now. If the shield counter is less than shield counter max, then vehicle equals instance create the X position will be a random point between random range between room width divided by 2 and room width. Okay, the Y position will be room height plus, I don't know, 100 for now. No, that should be fine. Room height plus 50 would probably be good. And then script, choose vehicle. And so we're going to just choose a random vehicle and pull it up. And now that we've created it, we'll go ahead and increment the shield counter. And let's set the direction of this vehicle. Vehicle equals, vehicle.speed equals 1 for now. Vehicle.direction equals point direction. We'll give you vehicle.x, vehicle.y, x, which is boss 2, and y, because we want it to head towards boss 2. When he gets vehicle, alright, let's just say var, do this, yeah, var v distance equals point distance vehicle.x, basically all the same parameters as this one that we just did. Cool. If v distance, also I want to, not sure if I want to make this a property or a variable. I'll say it's a variable. V distance is less than or equal to 5. Nope. Let's look at the size of the sprite. Actually, the point that I'm going to give him is going to be off-centered from him, from Cesar a little bit. It's going to be off to the right-hand side. So I need to look at Cesar sprite. That's what I'm going for here. Cesar, enemy level 2, boss 2, Cesar. Okay, right now he's at 140. That's his X position. So I need to go, if his hole width is 200, it's about, that would be about 170, and so I'm going to guess we want to get him to about 190. So we'll add 50 to this X position. Okay. So if v distance is less than or equal to 5, then we start on a path. And we're going to use the path script that we just generated the other day, so let me find that real quick. I think I'm going to have to use pi here to do a radius. Some radius calculations. Where's my path script? Should be under helpers. Here it is. Okay, so we're gonna have to create a DS list. Let's call this now, I think I'm going to have to turn this into a var. I'm going to try that first and see if that works as I expect it to. So then we're going to add points to this DS list. And the points will basically be, I'm going to have to do some calculations, so give me just a moment here, guys. So the radius equals the circumference over 2 pi. I don't know that it's going to be that simple for me, because I don't know the circumference of the circle that I want it to travel. So let's just say for now that the radius is going to be 50. Look up pi here, see if I have access to that. I think I've seen it for sure somewhere. I'm just trying to find it. I think pi is just a function by itself. So circumference equals 2 pi r anyway. But nonetheless, this is going to be 50. The y position is going to be, I'm going to see if I can do this all relative instead of absolute. So 50 will be there, the y position will be 0. I did that wrong. So we create a y position DS list as well for this dynamic script. So here's what I'm looking at: DS list of path points for x, DS list of path points for y, and then this dynamically creates a path for us. Path is not closed by default. Okay, so I'm going to close the path as well when I create it. Let's add a few more points. DS list add, DS list y 0, right? I'm thinking 8 points. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This would be 25, this would be 0, this would be minus 25, that would be minus 50, minus 25, and that would be 0, and that would be minus 25, or plus 25, because that would get us the full circle in terms of x. Now in terms of y, we've got one point here, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the order of my y positions is important because it all runs in order here. This is all in order of how I've added them. I can probably remove these debug messages here. Okay. Alright, so the y position here is 0. Here it's minus 25. Here it's minus 50. Minus 25. This is 0. It's 25. 50. 25. So that should give me a good circle. Okay, now we just go script, create path, pass in DS list x, DS list y, and then true for the closing the path off. Everything else should be fine being left alone. Kind and precision are smooth by default and precision of 5. So and so we go circle path there. Do I do any front-end web dev? Yes, I do. Circle path. what am I missing here? I need to do something else here, and I'm trying to remember what it is I have to do. I need to make sure the DS lists. With vehicle path start, and we set it on circle path, speed of, I don't know, let's try 3 for now. End action would be path restart, right? Or path end restart. Is that it? No. What am I missing? Path action restart. Absolute, no. Let's try relative and see if that works as expected. Now the hard part. What happens when he starts moving? Which is almost why I think I have to attach these guys to a different object. Especially if he's going to detach himself from the objects at some point to throw a punch. See if I can destroy these DS lists without causing any trouble. That should work just fine. I think because I do it like that, I mean, there's no reason to set them to variables. Let's just try that for now. And when we're ready, we'll have Cesar break them out of that spin. But let's just see what this is going to look like. Have I checked out Phoenix Framework or worked with Ember.js by any chance? No, I'm familiar with Ember.js and I have not checked out Phoenix Framework. Are you using them currently? Aha. So it of course has a problem with the lights, and that's coming through on the base vehicle end step. Okay. Maybe I need to only attach the lights if it's a certain type. Can't find the lights. And I'm perfectly fine with that. Copy this guy, abort. So script vehicle end step. Yeah, man, I wish I had a chance to use both of those, but my organization doesn't use either one of them. Yeah, that makes sense, man. Alright, so level 2, I'm looking for the obstacles, and I'm wanting to make sure that we handle the lights properly. Again, I definitely don't want to use the lights when they're flying through the air. It's kind of pointless. It could be cool if you did it right, but I don't really have a way to do it right now, so. Shadow Killer 1904, what's up, man? Hiya. Okay. Scripts, obstacles, instep. So this is where it's trying to grab the lights, and why don't we just do a check here. I don't think I can do it like that. I'm actually kind of surprised that it had an issue here, like the lights didn't get generated when the vehicle got generated. Oh man, just got a new follow. Shadow Killer 1904, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the Griffin Aerotech School of Aviation. Okay.
Did you get those?
Nope, not yet.
Will you try tomorrow? It's right last day of August.
Okay, let me look at the init here. I do not create lights anywhere with these guys. Base vehicle step. These guys are like not quite the same. Yeah, Chris is the art guy. Thank you though. Yeah, Chris is our guy. Yeah, he's really good, man. He's been working on these graphics for a long time, and he's doing really good. He's getting quicker every single time. Honestly, I'm considering just making a vehicle. Ooh. That's outside the bounds. Okay, so I think we're gonna have to modify how some of this stuff works right now, especially if we want to get this to work across the board. So let's do that here. Argument 0.type set equals false. Let me just look at these guys. All of these guys just inherit from the parent, which is good. So I need to go to my other location where I generate all the vehicles. I'm going to do that right now. So here's some of that step event. Obstacles gen helper sometimes, and then obstacles gen here. So I think I need to work off of obstacles gen to set the type, because we're creating the instance right here, and the lights are getting created right here as well. So we'll do that there, and I think I might have to do that here as well. Does everything go through? Good, it passes through obstacles gen there. So that's a road vehicle. Now we're going to set the type here. Vehicle.type equals, I'm just going to say shield for now. I think that makes sense. And then we can now control what happens in the step event and in the end step event without worrying about what's going to happen next. Would it be possible that you use GameMaker lessons, because I'm trying to learn but YouTube isn't helping, that you use GameMaker lessons? Oh, do not use. I do not use GameMaker lessons. I can usually help with any questions you might have. Glad to. If you're looking for somebody who does give good GameMaker lessons, I know somebody, so let me see if I can find him real quick. Yeah, this is someone who has been so if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to help out, but I would point you in that direction first as an easy way to get kicked off the ground and probably figure something out. He's got a very big library of different quick tutorials that he has, so I would check him out first. So now I can say awesome. X position and Y position are only for the lights. So if typeset and type is equal to road. So I actually have one more property that I need to set in both places that I just created the vehicles. One is in that controller for the obstacles right here. Oops, sorry. In the gen, we can say typeset equals true. Oops. And we'll do the same thing over in this other location as soon as I set it, which is going to be based off of boss 2 scripting. Oops, wrong one. So I create the vehicle right here, and I just do, oops, vehicle.typeset equals true. And that will allow everything to run properly in the end step event. But let me make sure I've got everything else in order here for the step event, because I don't think I want any of this to happen really for the shield type. So we just say if type set and type is equal to road. Done. So now I shouldn't get that error. Let's go check it out and see if I do. Okay, still has a problem with the lights. It's a little bit of a different location than last time. Notice I'm in the van white instead of the base object for the obstacles. So let's go into van white real quick. So we'll just say if type set and type is equal to road. That should do that. Oops, try again. Okay, cool. I'm gonna close the van. Oh yeah, look at that. Boom. You gonna go into your path? No, you're not. You're gonna pass right up, huh? That's fine. We will just look at some debugging to make sure that happens as expected. We may take this guy to here and we'll put a delay in between each one of these, and so I'm just going to create a boolean here called pool vehicle. We'll set it to true by default, and we'll create a vehicle cooldown, set it to 0 by default, and if pool vehicle is set to false, then we will start incrementing this counter. Less than or equal to room speed, which is 60 for me times 2. So we'll just do every 2 seconds, maybe every 1 second, but give it some time before we pull the next guy. Then vehicle cool down plus plus. So I'm going to say, no, we do not want to pull vehicle, false, and so that should pop it into here. Once it's in here, we should be good, else let's reset everything. Zero, so it'll eventually go back around, but we're going to set pull vehicle to true. So it'll be true by default, right? It'll hit inside of here, it'll be set to false. That means the next loop it will start counting for the cooldown. It'll increment until this evaluates to true, or sorry, until this evaluates to false, and then it eventually will be vehicle cooldown equals 0 to reset this counter for next time. But then we're going to say pull vehicle, so it'll hit here again, and should, you know, temporarily prevent it from hitting here. Well, it'll be temporarily prevented from hitting any of this while the cooldown is happening. Cool. Alright, now I did change one thing. Let's say vehicle.vDistance vehicle. We may need to do a check here. I may need to do this a little bit differently.
Oh, goodness.
But for now, we'll keep messing. We'll keep looking at this. No, I think I'm gonna have to change it like pretty quickly here. So, how are we gonna do this? I don't know if I should say vehicles created or not. How about if shield counter is equal to 1, let's say 0. Maybe we should have a DS list that we add these vehicles to and do this loop every single time for everything that's in the DS list. And only do the instance create for the count of the vehicles, but then have them look for this distance every single time, and only try to add them to the path if they've not been added yet. So I'm going to remove this code that I just added right here. Stop watching then. Alright. So for here we'll go, if it hasn't been created, do all this. And vehicle DS, alright, let's do DS list add vehicle DS list, and the value would be vehicle, simple. And then we'll look at the size of the DS list and loop through the DS list and do this check every single, we'll do the distance check every single time, but then only set them on the path if that particular vehicle hasn't been set on the path yet. So in order to keep myself from having to think through how to loop through the DS list, I'm gonna look at one of my previous scripts. Save a little bit of time here. Okay. How do you make it so games save data? Look into using INI files. That's one way to do it. It's probably one of the better ways to do it, actually. And that can save like literally about anything that you want to save an INI file in GameMaker. So that's what I would look into in terms of saving data. There are a few other ways to do it, but to me that's the one that makes the most sense and seems like the easiest, and should work across all platforms. So if you're wondering how to get to that data real quick, just hit F1 while you're in GameMaker and type in INI files on the index tab, the second tab, and then read these functions right here. This is what you need to know in order to do that. So that's what you do. Alright, so as I'm looping through them here, initially there won't be any. Actually, in fact, I will pull this all the way out of here and do this check right here and look for the distance between the current vehicle yeah, this seems like a much cleaner solution actually. Alright, so we're looking at the vehicle equals vehicle at the DS list at the I. So at that point we can say this is a variable because we only want it to happen in this particular loop. We will say we will add one more variable here, and on the vehicle, let's go update the obstacle real quick. Level 2 base vehicle. Oh, of course we're gonna have to do that in the script because that's how I had it all set up. Controllers, obstacles. Actually, that should be right here. So nope, we're still in the controller. I'm looking for the obstacles. Here we are. So right here I'm going to set a property on everything, which will be fine. It just won't be used on the other vehicles. The property I'm going to set here is going to say whether or not it's following a path. Created equals false. So we'll say if the distance is less than or equal to 5 and path is not created, then actually vehicle.path is not created. Now we have that property. Now we can say vehicle.path created equals true. And then we have the circle path. With the vehicle, set it on the set it to start on the path of the circle, and here's our DS list. So it's again set to false by default here. That's how we can get into here and then only have it run once as it runs through here. The distance is correct. Yeah, I think I like the way that looks. Let's go ahead and do this and put these guys below where we create so that they can go ahead and start moving once they've been created on the same step. So that should set them on the path, especially once they hit it, and I think we're going to be safe all around. Yeah, let's try it. want to change one thing on this test room. It's bothering me a little bit. So I'm just going to change the background real quick. There we go. See how this works. Alright, it didn't like the circle path. It had a problem with trying to start on the circle path, which I was actually surprised about. Copy. Take this over to Notepad. Everything looked good up to that point, though. So it just has a problem with circle path, which I create right here. Script create path. Let's make sure we're returning the path as we expect. We are returning the path, so we should have it. It should be here. Path name. I don't know, let me try setting this to var. And you know what? Technically I only need to create this path once. And I could probably just create it right inside the create event. I think I like that idea. I'm going to do that. That way I don't even have to create a new one each time. Now the thing is, I need to take the var off now because it's a property. It's going to be a property once added. And let's just pull everything back here. So we create a circle. We set ds list x and y into the circle. We are letting arguments 2, 3, and 4 be optional. So here we could just say circle path start. And I think that should work right there. I mean, there's not a lot I changed here, so I'd be surprised if I don't get that same bug again. We'll just be a little bit more specific. And I didn't like the timing between the vehicles either. Bug, bug, bug. Yeah. I know what it thinks is happening. Let's try self.circlePath. Let's do var this equals self and then say this dot circle path, because it's trying to get the circle path of the vehicle, which might make sense to add to the vehicle, but it's actually a path specific to SASAR, so And because I'm not sure if I can use self.circlePath here. Now self should refer to object boss2c, but since I'm in this with statement, sometimes that then takes over self. So I decided to just go ahead and write the variable, and that should allow it to work. Oh, come on. This dot circle path. Line 150. Let's try self dot circle path and expect it to fail. Okay, let's do this. Let's take it from a var to path, because I'm wondering if that's destroying it for me, destroying the reference when I get all the way to over here. So let me try this again. Let's keep going here. Okay, what I just saw there was the bug was related to self.circlePath, so I'm going to try this one more time. So I remove self. Come on, man. The path is there. I'm going to add var back in there because I think that's actually how it should be. Now we should have something right here, so what happens if I do something like this? So this will start, this should start SASAR on the path, and I just wanted to see what would happen here. And if SASAR starts on the path, we know we have the path there, and it's a scoping issue. So it is. It's there. Okay. So it's a scoping issue, which makes me think that I can still take care of it if I just say vehicle.circlePath equals circle path. So that should theoretically just add the path to vehicle, and then when I'm in here it should reference, oh, I've got circle path automatically. So, but apparently once I was in that scope, I couldn't reference, you know, basically its parent, which is SASAR's circle path. There's some ways around that, but this is probably the quickest way. Boom. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that, that's pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to do some really cool things with this. I'm going to lower the time, so let's put it at 1.5 seconds because that'll probably look a little bit better even. And there is sprite, looking for what can help me spin the sprite. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but I know there's a way to change the sprite's direction, basically start it spinning. So I'm trying to find that real quick. I think it's going to be near sprite index, wherever that is. Here it is, angle, I think. Maybe. Cool. It is angle. Alright, so when we create it, cool. Minus equals 1. That'll start it spinning. I do want to make this a little bit and I'm realizing that my circle is definitely not a circle. It's not drawing in a circle because I think I have my distances wrong here. Basically a square right now, and there's got to be a quick way to do this. It's got to be probably with something crazy like Okay, so here's the angle. Okay, so we're gonna have to use a little bit of geometry here and trigonometry. So here we go. I want to make the radius a little bit larger too, so I'm going to change it to 75. I'm going to start at 75, 0. Now CX is the X point of origin, CY is the Y point of origin, and then A is the angle. So I think I can just go 0 plus 75 times cosine of the angle, which is going to be 0. 0 plus 75 times the sine of the angle, which is going to be 0. So literally all I have to do is change that on each one of these. Cosine is going to be 45. So I'm going to take 0 off because 0 is implied, mainly because the point of origin for Cesar is at 0, 0. Well, the point of origin for this path is going to be at 0, 0. All right. About what?
About Eli.
Oh, good.
It didn't really, it was from Laura's sister.
So I'm just creating the points here, and we're almost done. 35. 180. 225. 270. 315, 360. Or 0, which should already be taken care of right there. So we remove this, change this to 180. 225. To 70. And 315. Alright, that should look way better. That should look way more like a circle. What up, dude? What up? Okay. So the formula is a little bit incorrect, obviously. so I got to see if it's something that I did or if I got a bad formula. Oh, you got the sprites up. Sweet, dude. I'll get the cars in there. Give me just a minute here. So I'm wondering if I have to do one other piece here. Okay, let's try that. I'll update my my notes there if this works as expected. 2 separate cars and cargo containers. Sweet, dude. That'll look good. Did you update the cars and containers today? Nope. Just added them. Sweet, dude. So, trying to tell if this guy's actually moving or not. They are going backwards as well. Something I noticed a minute ago. Okay, I'm going to undo basically what I just added because I think we were I don't think we need the pi piece of this. I'm reading the Stack Overflow is what I'm doing to try to get this formula correct. But we did notice that everything was going in the reverse direction. Oh, look at this. Just looks. I think this is probably what the problem was in the first place. Let's try this again. So I might have actually had it. I just had my DS list references off for the X and Y positions. So less about a bad formula, more about me just messing up. Yeah, dude, I can't wait to see those. I'm about to add them here. Well, that's pretty good right there. They're doing exactly what we want them to do, except backwards, and they're adding one extra step there. So that's actually really good. And the position that we need to have them run to now, since we have a 75, since we have a setup of 75, let's just set this up in the boss default variables here. So shield radius, and we'll just make sure that gets added to everything as necessary, and we update that value once, and then everything else is good. Is fine right there, but the point direction was the important piece, and the point distance is important. But also in the create event, we need to update all these references of 75 to whatever the shield radius is, just in case we change that again. Again, they're going backwards, and I wonder if I could just change that by setting them to go to X minus shield radius, and then it would look correct anyways. Let's try that. We may still have that blip over there on the side. 45, 90, 135, 180, 225, 270, 315. And then it should just go straight to 0 again. So since they're going backwards anyways, like, let's just try and see if we can get this. They start from wherever they hit, going that direction. So since I need them to go backwards, my thing about this is I don't need to know exactly how this math works in order to make this look baller, so I can just look and see what it's doing and make tweaks in order to fix. So I'm going to put the radius back to plus, or the point of origin, or sorry, I keep saying this incorrect. The point distance and the point direction, put it back to X plus shield radius so that it goes back to the right hand side. And hoping that now the direction is reversed. Yep, that's it right there. They got that extra step in there. Why they're going back to that, I'm not exactly sure. They're not quite circular as I would like them to be. Maybe I only need 4 points But nonetheless, why is he flipping back? I'm wondering if I can just do something crazy like this. And they're still not quite flying around him in the exact location I want him to be, but we'll get it here. Hang tight, hang tight. Oh yeah, there it is. So I guess we didn't need that extra 0 there. Now the other thing is, I know what's happening. His X and Y position is a little different when he turns into the eyeball and starts powering up. So I need to figure out what that X and Y position is and then change exactly where I want them to start from. So when he powers up, his X position goes way to the left. He goes to the right, basically, of his X position. So we need to pull that shield radius location in. We need to subtract about probably like 10 pixels off of that, the initial position that we're trying to get to. And we got the speed at 1, so honestly we could lower our check here to like maybe 2. And change this to X minus 10 and minus 10 here. I need to pull his Y position. I need to add $15 to that Y position. Let's try that. And let's also maybe, while we're just got this open, and since it kind of looks like an octagon right now, let's try something crazy like removing all these in-between locations. That should basically leave 4 points, and maybe this will look correct or more accurate than kind of looks like they're, like I said, they're flying an octagon right now, even though the calculation is correct. Oh my gosh, that looks horrible. So now they're like in a triangle. Let's add. Let me look at the helper script because it feels like something's missing here. I mean, maybe that's right. That looks right. But to me it looks like there's only 3 points getting added here. I'm going to do a debug message here. What am I missing here? Oh. Alright. I just want to see which points are getting added here, because if only 3 points are getting added, then my loop is incorrect there in terms of adding points to the dynamic path. Okay. Oh good, it added 4 actually. But the last 2 must be so close together. I gotta mess with GameMaker paths for a minute just to see what it is that I'm missing with my dynamic pathing. So give me just a second here, guys. Yeah.
Sad news. On Sunday, we're going to be up at the cabin. It's going to be almost 90 degrees.
Okay, so it looks like the highest precision that they'll go with smoothness is 8, and I think I'll just go ahead and add it to 8, or make it 8, so I can't do something like 10, which is fine. I just want to see this. I mean, this looks like it should be correct all right here. So let's try that. Anything else? I think I still need to pull it down like a whole nother 10. Try again. Too much. Still not smooth enough.
Upstairs.
Okay. Pull all these guys in. Now we have a smoothness of 8. Any better is the question. That looks like a circle to me. I don't remember what SP stands for off the top of my head. All right. So guys, the reason why I'm spending so much time on this, trying to figure this out, is because this will be a good breakthrough for curves and pathing later on. And so I'm just trying to come to a good spot on it. I'm still reading, guys, so give me a second. Cool, man. Take it easy, dude. See you tomorrow. I'm going to do something here, which is going to be I'm going to step up the max on the cars. Let's just step it up to like something ridiculous, like 40, so we can just watch it for a minute. What if 0 started first? Would that fix this bug that I'm seeing? Instead of just canceling 0 out altogether. So weird, man. 4590. Just not smooth enough, man. I don't know what to do about that. I think the only thing I can do really to just keep this moving along, because I don't need to spend forever on this, is to just go ahead and build it here and then just use one of these paths. Alright, keep this moving here. Remove this whole setup right here. A little bit sad, but alright. Not gonna fight it. I do need that vehicle DS list though. Set these guys on this. Cool. Path shield vehicles. I bet this will look way better. Take a look. Okay, so these are backwards. These points are backwards. It got all the way up and then started in this direction, so I think this is point 1. Yep, as it shows here. I'd like point 1 to be right here. I'd like point 2 to be here. Point 3 should be here, and point 4 should be, that's point 1. Oop. Okay, I think that's right. Try again. Okay, does that look right now then? I'm just still trying to get the correct positioning for the start point for these cars to fall into position for the path. Kind of close. Kind of. I mean, man, it feels like I could just push this up to like minus 50. Yeah, that's pretty close right there, man. Yep, I'd say that's pretty good. Now the problem is when he starts moving, they're not going to move with him. So they probably need to go a little faster. I'm going to say twice as fast to get to him and twice as fast once they do get to him. I'm going to change this to 3. That should still catch correctly. Anything else? I think I'm good there. Create event. Let's change the max vehicles to 4. Also, let's go get the new vehicles. Drop those in. Show you guys what I see. Oh yeah, that looks really good. Love it, Chris. That looks really good, man. Okay. So I'm just loading the sprites related to these spinning items, so just trying to get those real quick. I think I missed it. I missed clicking that incorrectly. Truck. Okay, and if you're new to Game Maker, I'm modifying the mask on every one of these to be precise so that if Skycurser's in this region right here, it won't connect with him unless it's the crate won't actually connect with him unless the sprite itself actually connects with Skycurser. That's what setting your mask to precise does. Alright, so we're going to go add those spinning obstacles in there. Zordlocks, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Yeah, dude, tell me. Tell me what's going on, bro. What are you working on right now? Yepper game coder. I'm going to create sorry man, don't know that code. Don't know C#. I just got a follow from Zordlocks. Thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for the support, and welcome to the Griffin Aerotech School of Aviation. Okay, so sure, yeah, dude. Tell me. Okay, so make the parent the obstacle, object base vehicle. Okay, and then we're gonna do so in fishing in this game, you press F to cast a lure and wait 30 seconds, and press F again to get fish. Okay. That's pretty much it, and it repeats. Okay. Trying to make something so it automatically recognizes that it catches a fish and keeps doing it. Saw other people do it, I'm just so confused. Man, let me think through this for a second. I think first of all I would have to know what language they write the game in, and how you would write a bot. If I would also have to know if the game lets you write a bot, or if you'd be somehow injecting that into the game, which I don't really care if it's hacking or not in terms of that game in particular, but I would have to know how to get the script into the game or picked up and recognized by the game for the purpose of this question. But the fact that it changes a few seconds each time would all, like casting the lure and waiting for the fish would all depend on if my code could recognize the trigger that was occurring inside of the game, because my code was in the game, or if my code is looking from the outside in at the game, could it recognize the trigger? It would be a lot harder to recognize the trigger that way. So I'm not exactly sure. I bet someone, though, if you've seen some other people doing it, I bet either you could reach out to them, get you some code. I'm not sure right now that I have the time to cover that right now. But it might be something I could look into a little bit later. So post me a private message, and I guess not. Don't whisper to me, but send me a message, and I'll look at what you got and see if I can point you in the right direction. So that'd be good. All right. Continuing on what we have here. Right now I'm calling a script called script choose vehicles. I want to create another script called, it's not going to be here. It's probably coming from helpers. Let me check. I need to update this folder because there's just way too many things in here right now. How much money do I think it would cost? I would take a look at it real quick for free, man, just to point you in the right direction. Come on, give me my... Here it is, choose vehicle. Alright, so instead of doing this, I want to create another script right here. Choose vehicle shield, and we'll return any one of these other 4 objects. Yeah, man, send me whatever you got. Send me anything that you think would be helpful to getting this question answered. Cool. There it is. So now we say choose vehicle shield, and that will choose any one of those. And I think we're good at that point because we're already setting the type, we're setting the direction and speed. We're adding these vehicles to the list. One thing I will do is set up the counter here to say switch the shield counter. I'll say set this to a string. No, I don't need it to be a string right here. We're just gonna set exactly. Let me see. You know what? I don't mind if it pulls randomly. The way I have it set up, I don't mind if it pulls randomly 2 of the same kind at any point. So we should be good for that. Let's just take a look. I bet this is going to look way better than what I had previously. Yeah, that looks really good. I think I need to move the point of origin just left barely. And just left barely and up a little bit. So I'll modify that right now. Okay, let's try that. And I think I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to slow down the image index on boss 2, or I'm gonna slow it down at least for his animation. Good there, and then I am going to change these guys' image speed. Good, good, good. Okay. I'll close this path. Got the sprite open. I don't really need him open anymore. I do have a bug right now on jab. Let's make this 4. Come on. What we got? I know what the problem is. Okay, got that set up. So updating the jab set counter, he should do this at least twice. Try to punch twice, and if jab set counter is equal to 2, then we let him continue to the next phase. That should fix that. Jackal Gamer, what's up, man? Got moving platforms working and a ladder and spikes. Sweet, dude. Do you stream? The moving platforms, oh my god, such a pain. Yeah, I know, it's the little things, man. Float around to dev streams. Nice. That's cool, man, that's cool. I do the same thing periodically. Alright, now when he starts moving again, the problem is that path is going to remain where it is. And so, for that reason, we have to figure out how we get these things to move in tandem with the object they're attached to. So I think, guys, I might stop it right there. Probably gonna have to do a little bit of research to get a set of objects on a path to follow another object, and I don't necessarily want to waste your guys' time doing that while I'm trying to figure this out. So, yeah, we got a lot accomplished tonight. We smoothed out Cesar. We tried to do some dynamic pathing for a circle, and it didn't quite work out as good as we hoped it would. So instead of fighting that battle and trying to figure out dynamic pathing and just drawing a simple circle, I just used one of GameMaker's paths. I thought it would be easy, so I just did that for now. There's not really a major point to me trying to figure that out this instant. So also swapped out the sprites and objects of the vehicles that he's grabbing. So he's grabbing the vehicles, got them looking pretty good to the point that they come in. I'm going to hit play one more time just so that we can all watch this. And that'll be it for me after that. Yeah, man, I've been working for almost 3 hours now. So yeah, that looks really good, man. I love the way that's happening. So Chris, good job on that in terms of the way that looks. So MP grid. Oh, that's a good idea, dude. I've read up on that a little bit, and I'm gonna have to take a look at it. Yeah, do a little bit more reading on it. So. Oh yeah, that's probably it right there, dude. So, good advice. Good thinking. That's really good. So, cool, guys. It's been fun. So, thanks for the support, thanks for the follows, and thanks for the conversations as always. So, really appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys next time.